We use the energy force of feelings for healing, all right? So let's begin with this PowerPoint presentation as a guide. If you're interested in having this PowerPoint presentation, give me your email, I'll send it to you. So you don't need to be wildly writing away. I'm happy to give you this. I also am recording it, so I'm happy to send you that too, okay? So you can write if you like to absorb it that way, that's fine, or just take it in. Next. Okay, so right now, first thing we're going to do is feel. So for this, books away. All right, put your books away. Sit in a comfortable position. And start scanning your body. So what that means is breathing, and you're following your breath. You're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And you're looking inside your body, using your breath as a scanner. So as you breathe and your breath goes into your body, you're noticing your head, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your feet. You're going to the front and the back. When a thought comes, breathe it away. Your breath is like the wind, blowing away the thoughts, which are like clouds, leaving clear, empty space within the borders of your body. When a distracting thought comes, take a breath, blow it away, and feel the physical sensations in your body. Basic feeling exercise. Right? So you're breathing, you're feeling. All right, now, what I'm going to do is make a sound. It'll be a fairly loud sound. I'd like you to close your eyes and be in your body, look within. And I want you to notice where that sound shows up in your body. As I'm walking around here, you'll notice my voice is changing, and it might show up in different places in your body as well. Notice that too. Now, I'm going to make a nice loud sound. Again, instructions are, notice where that sound shows up in your body. So you're looking for where. Ready? Where did it show up? Okay, we'll discuss it in a moment. Stay with it. So you can breathe into your belly and notice that location. Continue to breathe into it and notice if as you stay with it a little bit, it starts to shift or move. We'll do that again. And I'll do it from another location. So breathe. You all know what's going to happen. So just you're sitting inside your body, you're waiting. Notice where. Breathe into it. Does it move? Absorb its vibration. And where do I choose to go with this sensation? Do I choose to let it affect me in a negative way? Or do I choose to use it to energize my body, my soul? Okay, good. You can open your eyes now. Let's hear where you felt it. Where did you feel it?
The first one here. Second one to my shoulder.
Okay, second was, yeah, next. Knee. Okay, so first person, head and shoulders. Knees, and does anybody have toes?
Knees and hip.
Hip, okay. Shoulders.
My gut, my throat.
Gut and throat. Was that the first and second?
No,
Oh, just
first.
The first, okay, that's fine.
In my chest, and it made me cry.
So it's a little different than it was the last time when you were in class, okay? This is a great exercise to practice almost all the time. Where'd you feel it?
I only heard 2 chairs.
Yeah.
That's all I heard.
Yeah.
And one was here, and the other was here.
Okay.
It was in my chest, and then it shot into my right ear, which is where I found death.
Okay, wow. So so it first went in and then it shot up to you.
Well, maybe it was a simultaneous thing, but it was definitely like on the right side ear.
So this is an example of using feelings for healing. You actually got that. Yeah, go ahead.
Head and heart.
Head and heart.
First one was both knees and heart. The second one was here.
Right. Okay. So nobody feels the same. Same situation. You felt it in your knee. How did you understand? I felt this in my chest and started to cry. But this gal over here feels it in her knee. You two are really different people. Okay. So we're all very, very different. How we respond to the same situation because we're different people.
Are you using feelings as
Physical
sensations?
sensations. That's what I don't mean any categorical names like sadness. Nothing like that. Happiness. I just mean physical sensations. Okay. Did you fall asleep when I did that? Anybody fall asleep when I hit that chair? Feelings are a source of energy. They wake us up. You can be so tired. You cannot have eaten. Your blood sugar levels really, really low. Okay? And somebody says something to you that you don't like, that scares you like a chair banging on the ground, you wake up. You have energy immediately. Okay? So these physical sensations are literally like acupuncture areas, or shiatsu stimulating areas that we hold energy in. Emotions, energy and motion, feelings are the only source of energy that are contained within our body. Every other source of energy comes from the outside. If your blood sugar level is low and you're hungry, you eat something, it takes 20 minutes. You might get your blood sugar level up. Yeah? Depending what you eat, right? If you need to take some breath to energize yourself, where do we go? We go to the environment, right? But not feelings. Emotions are held within us. This is probably a new concept for you. That's what we're going to discuss, and we're going to learn how to use them. Any questions so far? Okay. Greatest source of energy available, and the only source of energy located inside the body. Nobody can make you feel or serve you sadness. It's like, why is there sadness over here? I'm the waiter. Here you go. Would you like some of this? You'll pass on that because you have enough sadness inside of you, and you don't want any more of it. Okay? And I know you've all used the sentence, she, he, you make me feel so bam wrong. That's what we're going to look at. We have feelings within us. And the two polarities of feelings are fear. Everybody, what I'd like you to do is just go as if you got scared and go like this. And make it really dramatic. Do it again. And notice what you feel in your body when you do that. Like real quick. Do you feel a chill go through you? Everybody feel that? Fear is associated with constriction and cold. And it can be useful because as long as we learn how to breathe and use it, we're actually getting rid of cold in our body instead of storing it inside by running away from it. So if you've ever experienced fear in your life and never used it, then there's little packets of cold throughout the body. You felt it, right? What's the opposite of fear?
Joy.
Love is warmth. Right? Now, this camp has a lot of our dedication towards food, right? So we can always come back to food here. So what happens if we're walking around in our world and we have these little packets of cold because of past fear situations that have been kept in the body? How would food help us to change that? What could we eat? Something that warms us up. Nice hot chocolate. Yeah? Sweet, warm. This is a lot of times where cravings come from. And that's another story, that's another class. Okay. We'll keep going. All right. But anytime, ask questions, okay? All right, so here's another way of looking at the body. So you could say cold is constricting, right? What do we call that in microbiota, Chinese medicine concepts? Cold is what? Yin. Okay? Compared to yang, which is cold, hot. So love is warm, fear is cold. So we have yin and yang. These are two opposite polarities. So when we have light and electricity, which is energy, right? In all of these light bulbs, there's two polarities. Yeah? Positive and negative. And those forces are infinite. There's an infinite amount of electricity because of these two polar opposite forces that are infinite. So the inventor of the light bulb didn't invent positive and negative. The inventor of the light bulb, whether it's Tesla or Thomas Edison, developed a filament. It's a part that resists the infinite forces. It slows down those infinite forces of yang and yin, gravity, electromagnetic force, strong force, the weak force, whatever you want to call it. And in that slowing down process, it makes light. Well, guess what, folks? We're a human light bulb. What happens when this filament wears down and gets weak and tired? What happens to the light bulb?
It dims or goes out.
Those forces go through too quickly than this light bulb can manage, and that's a heart attack. Okay? That would be the equivalent of the human being having a heart attack. Because the forces are going too chaotically and too quickly, and we have a blow up, just like a light bulb. So what we're here to do is slow these forces down. And this is the first tool I'm presenting us to do that with, is breathe and use it. Slow it down so you can use it instead of it using us. Who here cooks? You ever put the flame on too high and the water's starting to bubble over? Okay, this can cause a disaster, right? Stuff's all over the walls, or a pressure cooker, right? It ever blew up. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, right? It's a mess, okay? So what do? We go over to the flame as soon as we can. We either shut it off or ideally turn it down, and now that energy gets to simmer for maybe a whole hour, 2 hours, or maybe even all night. We can use long-term energy as long as we have the skills to turn it down a little bit and use it for a long period of time. If we have a big up, then we have a big down, and that can cause problems in the body. So if we want to live longer, we calm down that string of ups and downs so it can be extended over a long life, right? Instead of a big up and a big down in the life of that life force, that string is over, now we can extend the life. Does that make sense? Is that what you're here to learn about? Macrobiotics, what do we call that? We're looking for a life that's more balanced, right? Instead of big yang, little yin, right? All that, okay? Relationships. Some people that we might be around might feel a little close to us. They got too close. Hi. Is this comfortable for you?
It's unusual.
Where do you feel that in your body? Where is that? Okay. So when there's discomfort, in order to avoid the risk of we go, you know what, I'm going to back up a little bit. And we keep people at different distances. We do this intuitively. Because if they get too close or too far, it could create a blow up. And so this is something we are subconsciously doing all the time. Think of different people in your lives, and you do this, right? There's actually a meridian in the body that we're going to go into a little bit that helps us to do this. It's called the heart regulator, the pericardial meridian, and it helps to moderate the invisible umbilical cord between all our relations. And you know where it goes? It goes right from the heart, goes right through the middle. Can you go like this? Make a little run. Okay. Feel it. Stretch your body. in this central position, goes right through the middle, and guess what finger goes in? Put your middle finger behind you. That regulates the distance between relationships. That's the meridian. Isn't that an interesting coincidence? How that finger's used when someone's a little bit in your face. Okay? So we're going to get into this a little bit later. Any questions so far? Do you have a tissue? Someone have a tissue?
No tissue.
Yeah. Any questions so far? Yes.
You're using feeling interchangeably with emotion. Feeling physical sensations, but also sadness, which I would think of as an emotion.
Sure, you can think of sadness as a description of an emotion, but what I'm saying is that the actual energy in motion comes from physical sensations. So if somebody really said to you, how do you really feel? If you were going to use this context, you would go, well, when you said that, I felt this constriction in my solar plexus. And then there was a chill that went through my back. Now I know how I feel. But if you go constricted, that's closer. If I felt sad, if I felt nervous, what does that really mean? What I'm saying is, where is it, is the first step. Where are you feeling? And that's the first step to start using feelings as emotions, as energy. The first place that you feel an emotion is what we call in a more healing manner, a full area. It's a place that has a large concentration of energy in it already. And so that's why when you hear some new energy coming into your body, you feel that first place.
Did you say when you hear some new energy?
Mm-hmm. Well, in this case I'm using hearing because I dropped a chair.
Right.
Okay? And sound is pretty much a bottom line to how we register feelings in our body. It's a frequency.
People who are deaf, like fully
Deaf?
Deaf.
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 Do they also, do they have like an internal hearing?
Oh, for sure. I used to play, my music is in my background, I used to play for a deaf school that was located in our neighborhood. And that was the only gig we played where they demanded we play as loud as possible. Okay? Because the vibration of the sound would help them to dance. All our sense organs, they're all here. There's 5 of them. They're all here. Okay? They're all here. But we really feel with our body. This is a huge sense organ. These are just filters. First stage. We feel with our body. Okay, ready to keep going? We've got a lot to go over. So just be aware of the distance, yeah, between people. And ideally, we could start feeling more, getting in our bodies, using those feelings, and start bringing people closer.
Probably by respecting their boundaries.
Sure. Ultimately, it all comes through intuition.
Then they might feel comfortable to step forward.
Right. So if I start moving towards you and then I start to sense a push away, that's using intuition to know where's a comfortable space for us to share. And I would be doing that with my body instead of my brain. Am I getting too close? What do her eyes say? What do her hands say? This would be intuitive. Let's shake hands with one person. Okay, that's it. That's it. Too much information. Okay, stay together for a moment. Now, okay, so you shook hands, right? You felt a vibration. This is a very intimate act. The heart chakra reaches through the hands and we touch our heart to someone. What, based on the feeling, intuitively, could you learn based on the quality of that handshake? Remember it. Remember, I shook this person's hand. There's a quality there that would benefit me in some way. Tell yourself what it is. What could I learn based on how they shook my hand? What's the lesson? Are you getting something? Tell them. I could learn from you the lesson of what? Based on how the handshake felt. If you need to shake again, that's fine. And you can hold them. You can shake hands while sharing too. Okay, everybody? Nice, peaceful. Good learning. Okay, everybody, let's keep going. Have a seat, please. I know this is enjoyable. That's great. Let's continue. Well, we're hugging now. What are you doing? That's what the hug. That's great. That's lining up all the chakras.
Wow.
Are you like that? Folks, so people say, why am I here? I'm here to be happy. I'm here to be healthy. We came here to grow. We came here to develop. We came here to evolve. When we're growing, we get happy. We feel joy. It overflows. When we're stagnating, we feel sadness. We feel other stuff. Okay? As long as we're growing and developing, and I know today's class, you're all going to grow a little bit, at least a little bit, okay? So you're smiling, you must be getting something out of this. That feels good. Okay, great. Now,
did you see that photograph or you found it somewhere?
Oh, I found it somewhere. Yeah. Emotional growth comes from learning to be more comfortable with uncomfortability. Okay, so next time somebody says something to you that's challenging, if it's not dangerous, like you survived the dropping of the chair, okay? You knew it wasn't going to kill you. You trusted on some level. You didn't run out of here. You stayed with it, and you used it instead of it using you by just running away and never facing it. Okay? So becoming more comfortable with, I've got this, this is, but I want to go somewhere closer. Choose where you feel it and where you'd like to go with this person. Second part. Where do I feel this in my body, and where am I choosing to go with this person? And if you intuitively get closer, start getting more comfortable with the uncomfortableness, and then we'll resolve the situation. If it's not going to kill you, it makes you stronger, right? Might kill you later, but no. So get comfortable with being comfortability. Make those uncomfortable. Make those okay, and then you start using the energy. You're turning that hot, that fire. You're turning that flame down and using it to nourish your body. Okay. Strange planet we're on. We grow from adversity. It's fun to have supportive people around and smiling and hugging and all that. It's beautiful. Okay? It's like a vacation. It charges our batteries a little bit. The real growth comes from difficulty. The deep growth comes from difficulties. Have you noticed that? Is there anybody you didn't like when you first met them? And then over time, you kind of went through this process intuitively, and now you're really close to them?
Yes.
Right? You're probably closer to them than the person you liked instantly. And maybe never even saw again. Right? This is the setup on this planet Earth. Okay, good. There's 5 reactions, basic. When I go back to this light bulb, okay, this is like a reactive behavior that could make us blow up and cause harm on the body. So I'm saying there's 5 basic, according to the 5 elements. There's 5 types of reactive behavior. And I'm not going to go through this too much because of time, but I just want to demonstrate what they are. Okay? So I need a challenger. Who wants to challenge me?
I'll be a challenger.
You must have read my mind. I said she'd be a good challenger. That's funny. Okay, so you don't have to do too much because
I have done
I'm very sensitive. So all you have to do is say to me in some tone. You can make it. You can act a little bit, make a little bit challenging out of it. Seymour, why did you do that? In any kind of tone that you like.
You want me to say that exactly?
I want you to say, why did you do that, Seymour? I want you to do it in a tone that I would register that, oh, she's challenged.
Seymour, why did you do that?
Marcy. Who is she? Not worth my time. I'm not even. That's a reactive behavior. Detachment. I know she's not going to kill me. She actually wants connection. She's reacting, and I'm reacting too.
Yeah.
And so I run away. That's detachment. Okay. Can you try on another voice that's still challenged?
Seymour, why did you do that?
I did it because I wanted to. What are you going to do about it? Huh? What happens? He starts to run away. Right? Somebody's in your face with anger. That's the second one. Rising, tree energy, liver. We run away from that because this can be dangerous. It can turn into violence. Now, when I did that, remember, fear is basic, reactionary emotion, feeling, and it's cold. What happens when you get angry? You start warming up. So this is really cool. I get away from my fear, I warm my body up, and I get rid of the conflict by pushing her away. This is a great behavior for me to learn to cope. It's not going to involve my soul, it'll help me to cope. That's what I mean by a reactionary, not a resolving behavior, but a reactionary behavior.
I got just slightly separate question request. This is very lovely information. Is it possible to get a copy?
Yes, give me your email. Everything today can be given to you.
Thank you.
The audio and all the presentation. Right? So these become subconscious patterns that we learn usually at a very early age. That when we reacted in a certain way, we got something out of it. And it worked to give us a little energy, like a sugar high. Now, if I'm angry for 30 minutes, that's going to wear me down. But in 30 seconds, I get a little bit of charge out of it, or resolve the situation, and I can be free now to do whatever I want.
Most people aren't that quick to let go.
Well, it turns into resentment later, and then it gets stored in one of these places as a fear, ultimately. Okay. But the immediate anger, I'm saying if I held that voice, right, blah, 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 for that long, I would be destroyed. But for 30 seconds, I get a nice energy high out of it. Okay, it's like chocolate or something.
It doesn't bother you later on, but
It could bother me later on, but that's all individual. Okay? We don't know what different people do with it. Okay, I'm just going into the adverse reaction. Okay, Marcy, I need another challenge.
Seymour, why do you do that?
What am I going through? What am I? Anxiety. And now what should you do? What should you do? Yes, you can have a heart attack. Starts manipulating her behavior. And she goes, oh, no, it's okay. I didn't really mean it.
Forget it.
It's okay. So I go, aha. All I have to do is go into anxiety and I can manipulate something.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to remember this. And I'm saying this is mostly all subconscious. People don't do this deliberately, for the most part. It's all subconscious behavior. Okay, now I'm going to do the one that you just did to me. So you have to do another one. Because I don't know if you heard Marcy's voice, the way she asked me that question. I picked it up. But go ahead, just say why did you do that in some other.
In some other.
Yeah. Then you did the last one.
Right. Seymour, why do you do that?
Listen to hers too. You know, to get a sense for her. Oh, I'm so glad you brought this up. Do you know what happened to me last night with my mom? You know, she's sick in the hospital and she's on the verge of death. Right? You know, and just when that was happening, my brother calls me, and you know, he's all over the map of the road. He's in jail. And then you know my history, you know, I'm a Virgo. Right? You know how Virgos handle these things. You know? So You can see that I'm really going through a lot, can't you?
Yeah, would you just kill me now, Simone?
No, so this is victim role. This is blaming others for my responses, right? We're going through the 5 elements here. They all have acronyms here. Woe overcomes reverent relations. Why me? I have so much to worry about. You know why do these things happen to me? Thanks for sharing and appreciating such a good hug. Good. You like some of these and some of them you don't. All right. Let's do the last one. There's just one more. Okay. I just say it. Doesn't matter.
Simone, why do you do that?
No, Marcy, you're right. I'm an idiot. You're right. I really need to work on myself. I'm totally messed up. You are so right. And I am wrong. Case closed. Guilty. Okay. She feels better, great. And we don't have to go any deeper. Because I take the blame. It's always my fault. I do. So these are reactionary behaviors that either send people away or bring them closer to get energy from them.
But not energy closer in like a yummy home.
Not long time. I mean, you got close to me for 1 minute when I played victim role, but ultimately you're running away. Okay? Or anxiety. Yeah, we help them for a moment. So these are the typical reactive behaviors that we would like to change. Which one did you like the least in your own life when it's happened to you or in the presence of another? Detachment, anger, anxiety, victim, or guilt? Which one do you like the least when someone does that with you? Can you isolate it? Even when I acted it, did you? I don't like that. The one you don't like is the one you're still working on in yourself. The ones you don't like are the ones that we get to resolve. If you really didn't have an issue with victims because you learned to work with that in your life, you'd be okay with it. Like, you would be balanced with it, centered with it, instead of, I need to get away from that person. Okay? Because, so those reactions are like the tip of an iceberg and they need to be melted. Okay? Let your breath be like the wind, helping you to feel physical sensations within the borders of your body. Shh. Listen. Breathe. Scan your body. Feel the physical sensations. Flow, the reactive behavior. Where do you feel sensations? Before you react, be proactive. Feel the sensations of your body. Every cell of your body. Notice where you sense physical sensations of this challenge. Where are you choosing to go? This person is reminding you something inside that requires resolution. Breathe into that. Breathe into that. Choosing peace. Choosing peace. Choosing understanding. Choosing understanding. Whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. Perhaps you need a break. Time to yourself. Whatever it is you're choosing in your life, and wherever you're choosing to go with this person, tell them. Compassionately and with caring. Tell them how you feel. Where are you choosing to go in the relationship? Everybody says they want unconditional love. Oh, you can read this for a second. Dear human, you got it all wrong. You didn't come here to master unconditional love. That is where you came from and where you'll return. You came here to learn personal love, universal love, messy, sweaty, crazy, broken, whole, infused with divinity love. Living through the grace of stumbling, demonstrated through the beauty of messing up often. We came here to mess up, not to be perfect. We already are perfect. We came here to be gorgeously human, flawed and fabulous, and then to rise again and to remember. Everybody says they want unconditional love. Nobody wants unconditional love. I want you to love me for exactly who I am. Are you exactly happy with everything that you are? Do you have anything to improve? Right? So why should somebody else love you if you don't love yourself for exactly who you are? We want, right? We want conditions. We want conditions to help us improve our life. That's it. So get that out of the way, all right? We want someone who's going to help us to see what the conditions of our growing are, and someone who supports us to grow. Unconditional love would be boring. Okay? There'd be no driving force. If you could do absolutely anything you wanted to do to someone, and they go, I love you anyway. I love you no matter what. I love you, yeah, I'll always love you. Yeah, go ahead, hit me, go ahead. Say whatever you want to do, take the money out of the bag. Whatever you want, I love you. I love you, I love you. Is this what you want? Of course not. Okay. We want to mess a little bit, just a little bit. Just enough so we can grow. Okay, problems. It's not complicated. Problems is a P. They all come from the past, another P. Parents and parenting, partners and peers. Stuff that happened in the past that we're projecting into a possible future. That's where all problems come from.
Say that again?
I don't know if I can. All problems come from the past, projected into the future. You can always remember something that was brought up by one of these P's in the past, by a parent, a partner, or a peer, or your own parenting. That's where all the stuff was, and it's going to come up again until we resolve it. And when we resolve it, by using the energy that you're all experiencing and resolving scenarios with other people and getting closer to people, then we develop other P's. Patience, peace, positive. Make up your own P's tonight, okay? Relationship mirror, parts of oneself we either like or dislike. So when someone comes to you and they say something that's an aversion for you, that's a teacher. They're mirroring something inside ourselves that needs a little bit of grit. Okay? They happen for us, not to us. Okay? Difficult situations, which means relationships. There are no situations. There's relationships. They happen for us so that we can grow. And a little consolation, they may not be an exact mirror. So when I was really, really angry and you felt, oh, gee, I don't like when that happens to me, it doesn't mean you're as angry as me. Okay? You do have an issue with anger. It's a source of fuel for you, if that's the one that bothered you. So that's the one that you can use. You're not necessarily the same as me. I might be magnifying it so you can appreciate it and start working on it. Okay? To develop, back to here, I'm going to go back to this. When we resolve these, we get the opposite. So fear is detachment. Ultimately, it creates courage when it's resolved. Anger, when resolved, turns into patience and peace. Anxiety, when resolved, turns into charisma and passion and popularity and infinite possibilities. And when victim is resolved, then we turn into a peacemaker. We can actually help with calm passion. When grief is resolved and guilt is resolved, what do we get? We get a sense of self-worth. Sense of our own importance. So that's the other side to the coin. We came in missing something, a puzzle with missing pieces. This actually comes from Kabbalah. I mean, it's in a lot of different backgrounds. Kabbalah, this is a big premise. It's like we're a shattered mirror, and here we are putting all the pieces together. Filling in those empty spaces through authenticity, relationship creates energy, growth, happiness, and love, and makes the world go round. So we all came in missing something. And do you want to know what it is? Each one of you is missing something different. Here's one model for looking at that. It's more than just this model. It's hard to believe that this baby's missing something.
But ultimately, it's not missing anything.
Well, not missing anything means that we're actually imperfect. That is the whole. Otherwise, there'd be nothing for us to do. We actually need something to crave, something to motivate us, something that fills in to make us whole.
But we already have that.
We have it available to us. It's available to us.
The tree has a spirit.
Yes.
The little cell has everything.
Right, that's right. So there is the energy available for us to use. The reality is we get to learn how to do that in real lifetime. Okay? So yes, all the energy's there. And that's why a tree lives so long. Right? It's got its center. This can live for thousands of years because it keeps its center. There's no special diet for a tree. There's no supplements. Okay? There's no special exercises. The tree knows how to keep its center and use the infinite forces of heaven and earth to keep it living. And that's what we're looking to do. Okay, so here's one model that talks about the 12 meridians in the body. So there's one meridian for each month of the year. Right? And when all the meridians have been nourished, then the body is whole. All the 5 elements and yin and yang are all in one complete harmony. Everything would be there according to this Chinese system. Yeah? How long are we in the womb? Guess what? Everybody missed 3 meridians in the womb. You don't like that?
No.
Where do you feel that? If you don't like it, where do you feel it?
Probably in my head.
Okay? Right? Where do you feel it in your body? Because you like this idea that we're whole.
I do.
Yeah. Okay. That's your choice. And I agree with you. And semantically, I believe we have the potential to use our fullness. Are we actually using it? Is the question. So.
Would a baby in the womb have any sense of this after it's born?
Say again, after baby in the womb.
Would the baby in the womb have any sense of this after it's born?
Maybe intuitively. Would the baby have any sense of this after it's born? Maybe intuitively. So all I'm saying is that according to the meridian system, we're here specifically, this is just one model and there's many, that you would fill in what you're missing. This is our motivator. And by learning that, it actually turns into our advantage, and then we become more whole than we could have ever conceived of, because we've actually embraced our challenge. So if you find your birthday on there, and you go 3 months after, it'll be 3 or 4 depending which kind of part of the month, you'll see what energy meridians and organs of the body that you're missing in mother's womb, and according to this model, are here to fill in after you get out of the womb the rest of your life. Do you see how to do that? Example.
To fill in, what do you mean? So what?
Something's missing, so now we're going to fill in the missing puzzle pieces. Okay?
How can a baby do that?
A baby has about 100 years to fill in those spaces. Okay?
Stop time.
Yeah. Anytime after.
I have a question. So, what's the difference between heart regulator and heart?
Okay, I'm going to go into what they do in a moment. Let's first step find what you're missing. Okay? An example. Okay, so let's do a real easy one. Someone was born on January 19th at night. Okay? Right? So they got the 9 months before, and they're missing bladder, liver, and gallbladder. They never got those meridians nourished in the womb. See how to do it?
Those are the three organs I've struggled with all my life.
Yeah, well, the reason I'm presenting this model is after 30 years of working with a lot of different models, I found that this is some of the most basic stuff for people. It's not always true. It is a lot of the time. The people go, that's my chronic issue. So do you see how to do that? Write down the 3 meridians that you're missing. And so those reactionary behaviors might correspond to those elements. That's a possibility. So you're missing which one? Another example. You're missing which months?
And January 18th.
Okay, so you're missing bladder, liver, and gallbladder. Okay, so then if you're being consistent with this model, do you all see how to do it before I go on to what they mean?
Yeah, that's clear.
Okay, so you see like what you were missing. All right. So next.
If you're born in the middle of.
Yeah. So you got a little bit of one and a little bit.
More than
Yeah, that's right. So you might have 4 something. Okay. If you're premature, you have even more challenges, right? Okay. So let's go to.
If someone was premature, how would they?
They got more fun ahead of them. They got more challenges and therefore more energy to resolve, which is great. They're going to have more advantages as long as they learn to resolve that energy.
So at 8 months, born at 8 months.
So they have another meridian missing.
4 meridians.
Yeah, 4 meridians.
Right.
Okay, this is not a negative thing. This is how we make our lives whole. All right, so here's some key words. If you're missing kidney as one of those, that's life path awareness. Bladder is life path motivation. Were you missing any of those in the womb? Rising energy is liver, future actions. So the ability to plan for the future. Gallbladder is present, planning right now. Okay? Some of you are smiling, so that means you're finding something out. Radiating, I'm going to get to this, the fire element. Then the heart is what most people die of eventually. Has 4 meridians to help it. It's the center of the chakras. It's the center of so much in our life. There's 4 meridians, and I'll explain them. The heart regulator is the doorway to our passion life. If there was a fire in here, I would want to shut the doors to stop the fire. If that doorway is too open, we're going to have too much passion. It's going to be wild, crazy, and chaotic. So the heart regulator, that's that finger, right, that regulates the space between people and relationships. Yeah? That's the heart regulator. So it opens the door to the heart, which is actual passion. Think of a furnace, a wood-burning furnace. You've got a door. You open that door, and then you put in the fuel, the small intestine, which is the best fuel. Should I use wood? Should I use coal? Why would I want to use coal? That's reasoning. Okay? Then, so you have the doorway to open to the passion. You have the fuel for the passion. And then you have the pipes that move from the furnace to the rest of the home to circulate the heat of emotions. You get that model. You've got a doorway to the furnace. You've got the actual fire in the furnace. You have the fuel of the furnace. And you have the emotional circulator. Heart regulator, pericardium. Heart is passion, small intestine, assimilation, reasons, fuel, triple heater, emotional circulator. So is anybody missing triple heater? Okay, triple heater would mean...
I have a problem. I can't see really well.
Okay.
The previous chart is where,
what you're missing.
what I was missing.
Yeah, do you know what you were missing? What's your birth date?
May 1st.
May 1st, everyone do this.
She's
You're missing a little heart regulator, heart, and small intestine. So you're in fire element. You're missing some stuff.
Wait, if she's May 1st, she would miss some heart regulator?
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah, because it goes to the middle of it.
And she missed some.
She missed some of heart regulator because heart regulator started in April. You see that? So she missed.
So she
Oh
would
no,
go,
she was sorry. She was in April. Yeah.
So she would go heart regulator,
Yeah.
heart, and small intestine, or she
Yeah.
would also include triple heater?
And she'd also include a little triple heater, yeah. Because she's in the middle of the night.
Heart regulator, heart.
And a little bit of triple heater.
There's nothing in between that. It was 4 things.
So triple heater is almost the material of this class, especially in the beginning. The ability to circulate emotions. So when you're going through something, the ability to use it and let it go to the areas that need it would be a triple heater challenge. Upper burner, middle burner, and lower burner. Okay. So if you're laughing with a friend, and you're laughing with a friend, your pain goes away because you have triple heater. I don't know if you do, but let's say you do. But your pain doesn't go away because this laughter, the energy of the laughter, is having trouble circulating to where your pain might be. That would be an example of when triple heater is not being used correctly, properly, efficiently. So the ability to circulate emotions is triple heater.
So my birthday would fall, start would fall in June to July.
What's your birthday?
July.
July 15th? Okay. So you got most of the small intestine.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Or actually, you You actually missed a little bit. You just got a little bit of small intestine on July 15th. Very little bit. So you're kind of missing small intestine, triple heaters, spleen pancreas, and just a touch of stomach. Okay? Yeah, I know it's mathematics. Okay, so this is an interesting theory. You can do what you want to do with it. If it rings for you, great. You know, if not, there's other models to look at. For me, the ultimate is hands-on. Right? Just, you know, you go to the person, and we're going to do that at the end of this class. You go to the person, you actually feel what's happening in them rather than basing it on a chart. Okay?
I felt like mine is absolutely spot on with what my biggest challenges are.
It's very, very common.
Like my painful
It's
challenges.
very, very common. So, when I work with people, I don't want to know any of this information, actually. I just want to know what I feel. And then afterwards, it's interesting to know what you came in with, but that's the past. What's most important is what we're going to do from this day on. So it's interesting information, at most. Okay, so again, you'll have this and you can study this if you want. So we came here to grow. Great. Chakras. How much time do we have? Beautiful. I'd like you to find a partner that you don't know much about. Okay? And you're going to pair up with someone. Okay, if you want, everyone listen, if you want to sit down, you can. So let's say I was working with you. You're going to tell me, do you want to see more? I want you to tell me about my past. I would work past patterns, I would work the back. If you say, I just want to know what's going on today, what's more from this moment on, then I would feel the chakras down the front. You can actually do both, but it's more complicated. So I would like you to decide if you're being felt, whether you want to know about your past patterns, or if you want to know just from here forward. Okay? Alright, so receivers, just relax. Initiators, okay? Put one hand up like an antenna, and put the other hand to the third eye area. Doesn't matter which. What do you think? One hand is an antenna and one hand's a feeler. You're going to feel this.
My third eye, the receiver's third eye.
And you're going to put your hand towards the third eye, either in the front or the back. Your hand towards or away from your partner. And you get a sense of where the natural distance is. So you move your hand towards your partner. That's too close. Or you move further away, maybe that's too far. And you find a natural place using your intuition where to hold. And just recognize that. This feels comfortable when I'm this close. Now, go to the throat center. Under the chin, at the neck. Same thing. You're comparing this place to the last place. You go towards or away. Get close. Maybe that's too close. Or maybe she's pushing you away. He's pushing you away. Go further. What feels natural? You're going to isolate the place that calls you in the most, keeping your hand closer, and the place that sends you away the most. That's what we're looking for. Go to the heart center between the shoulder blades. Put your hands down to the heart center, shoulder blades. Going close, going far. And you're comparing these three places. Now just, you relax, she'll do it. Yeah. Receivers, just relax. We've done three places so far. And we're noticing which of these three wanted our hands closest, which of these three wanted our hands furthest. And now you're going to go to the solar plexus area. This is where the rib cage would be front of back, just at the bottom of it. Yeah. And you're going to feel here. Are they calling me in here? Or are they pushing my hand away here? It's okay. Receivers, just relax. She's the receiver. That's right. So you're going back and forth. Okay. There's only one more place. Okay, now you can point your hand down and just go sacrum area, behind the navel. So behind the navel and in between the sacrum area on the front or back, below the navel, or just around the sacrum area where the sacrum meets the spine. And put your head closer and further. And now you went to 5 chakras, energy centers. These are the chakras in between the infinite heavens force above and the infinite earth's force below. And we're assessing which one of those 5 places you went to called you in the most, which one of those places pushed your hand away the most. Okay? And I want you to hold those 2. Okay, now I want you to remember those 2 places. We call the full the one that pushed your hand away the most. We call the empty the one that calls you in the most. Yes. One of your hands is on the place that pushed you away. Your other hand is on the place that calls you in. And now you have 2 opposite extremes isolated. If you want to write it down, you can. Because I'm going to give you a way to make a recommendation to this person. It's a very, very simple way to make a recommendation. Harash. So instead of saying first, second, third, fourth, fifth chakra, we have key words associated. The key word, maybe some of you felt a full in the thought area, either behind or in front. So that, very simple, is thoughts. Maybe you felt a full or an empty that held you close in words. Throat chakra. Maybe you felt a push away in relationship, or maybe you felt relationship wanted your hand closer. We're only isolating the 2 most extreme though. Desires pushed you away or called you in. Physical movement and vitality pushed you away or called you in. You only want 2. The one that pushed you away the most, and the one that called you in the most.
So is the physical movement vitality, is that the solar plexus?
No, it's below the solar plexus. It's below the navel, sacral area. Okay, solar plexus is desires. Right where we get hungry, desires. Okay? So does everybody have a key word for the one that pushed their hand away?
Yeah.
Do you have a key word for the one that called the hand in the most?
Yeah.
Got that? Okay? Now, I'm going to have you fill in a sentence. This will be it. So your partner says, what did you feel? Well, what I felt is when you harmonize the key word of the full. Everybody should be able to put a key word in here. This is the place that puts your hand furthest from their body. What's the key word to the place that pushed your hand the furthest away from their body? Okay, put that in this blank. So if I put my hand by thoughts, and my hand went really, really far away, then that's what I'm going to put in here. When you harmonize thoughts, then the key word of the empty, that's the one that wanted your hand closest, get it? So the full has got a lot of energy pushing you away. When you harmonize that area, like the top of a mountain, the water from that area is going to go into the valley of the empty. Then the key word of your empty gets better.
And you'll tell us what you mean by harmonize?
What do you think it means? There's two types of harmony. Or right? So we make harmony balance. Okay. How we do that's another story. Okay? At least give the assessment. So do you know how to do that?
Yes.
Let's do an example. When you harmonize your words, your physical vitality improves. Words were full, throat chakra. Physical vitality below the navel was empty. This gets better. Okay. But then the next thing they're going to say, okay, that's true. I like that. What are they going to say?
How do I do that?
How do I do that, right? Okay. Okay, so the big picture on this is that there's lots of recommendations you could make from here. And I'll come back to here in a moment. But let me go to a very, very simple recommendation. Listen closely, okay? Put on your left brains. If the full is in a higher location than the empty, so example would be, I went to thoughts and my hand went so far away. I went to desires and man, I wanted to be pulled in. So the full is in a higher location than the empty. That didn't happen for all of you. I'm just saying, when that happens, which way does the energy need to go?
Down.
Needs to go down. So when they say, what kind of foods should I eat? Do we say spices, sugar, and fruit? No. We say what?
Root vegetables.
Root vegetables, more grains. That will send the energy down. That's in a food context. When you're making a decision, if this is really true for you, and let's say this was a past pattern, and you go, yeah, that's a past pattern. When making a decision, choose the decision that's more, what? Grounding. If it's the other way around, you've got a big full here. So full, your hand is far away. But you got the little throat here. It's really empty. Which way does the energy need to go? It needs to go up. So what kind of foods do you recommend? Generally, more. So after each meal, you want to feel a little bit of rise after the food. So instead of feeding you a clump of brown rice and a clump of 2 whole day warmed up beans, right? That's going to make the energy go down. We want what? What do we want in the rice? Something spicy, something green, something upward, grain salad, right? Will be more rising energy, right? So the bottom line is, according to this yin-yang interpretation, according to a person's energy field, you would know at any time, you can do this before lunch, okay, which way your energy would like to go according to what your intuitive psychic reader found. Okay, get it? So this is just very, very beginning. Okay? You've actually done a lot for the convergence in this area of the energy field, making recommendations. Okay? So I'm just going to finish with a couple more. The chakra system is a fascinating system. That's why it's used in so many places. There's a yin-yang expression. Physical movements. Let's go back. Physical movement and vitality is balanced with thoughts. So if somebody's like this, if they use their brain a little bit more, they could stand a little straighter and more balanced. Or if somebody's using their brain too much, they can maybe get some physical vitality to straighten and balance them out. There's a natural healing pairs within the chakras. Of course, the entrance points, which we didn't even work with because they're infinite. Earth's infinite force, heaven's infinite force, they balance each other. Okay? Physical movement and vitality and thoughts balance each other. If you have a desire, you express it. Yeah? There's too much salt in this food. Every day there's too much salt. There's too much. So maybe you'll say something. Okay? But the heart chakra has no internal balance. Energy force collide at all these places. Okay? They make energy centers. At the heart, they collide, they make the meridians of the arms. And so how the heart gets its balance is through others. For those of you who like numbers, if you put these two together, we all want to go to the infinite universe. Yeah? Everybody's looking for whatever you want to call that God. First chakra and seventh chakra are balanced. 7 plus 1 equals what? Infinity. Movement. Yeah? Second chakra, second 2. Goes with thoughts, which is the 6th chakra. 6 plus 2 equals what? Infinity. You ever heard this? One of the few groups who heard this. Okay? Then, desires. 3rd chakra goes with, what's the number of the chakra? 5. 5. 5th chakra. Throat is 5th chakra. 4th is in the middle. So 5 and 3 is also infinity, 8. The heart chakra is the 4th chakra, all alone, needing others. So my 4th chakra goes with your 4th chakra, and we get infinity. So the balance of this yin and yang movement through the chakra system can be very, very powerful. And then how we find those balances are through. This is one model. The highest level of making balance is to just know it. To go, there's something in my life that needs change. So practices meditation, mindfulness, whatever it might be, sound, whatever it might be, helps us to let intuition come in. Our practice today of being in the body and out of the head, feeling where emotions are, takes us into our body, creating energy here so the brain can be a vacuum and wisdom will come in. So practices that help us to just know would be the best way to get through all of this. Right? Okay? If that doesn't work, okay, for some reason, there's interference today. People look at their personal constellational influences. What season that they were born in. I gave you one of those models, what month you were born in, so that we could personally make a change that fits us as an individual. We could make personal changes with what was originally called geomancy, how the energy enters our homes or offices, where we build enters our homes or offices, where we build our house, so that personally the energy would flow through us in a balanced, infinite way. Okay? Well, so far, we haven't needed any practitioners. This is all done on our own. We look at our activity level. Let's say, well, I fixed my house and I know my season and I'm doing what I can. There's still, it's got better, but there's still more to work on. We look at activity, our physical movement in the world. That includes daily lifestyle, and that's where the original Qi exercises came from. How to make changes in how the meridians flow and the alignment flows through the body. Food. Personal, not according to any standard that works for all people. Taking all of these into account, what works for me as an individual? How does food work for me? Then, now we're getting outside. If that still didn't work, and there's still something going on you want some advice with, this is where hands-on methods came in. Okay. Ideally, we could fix this up here on our own, which is what, I mean, did you have a massage therapist in year 5,000? You know, people could work this out. These locations in the world where centenarians are, people who are living over 100, we have massage therapists. They're living to 100 years, and they're eating wonderful food. They don't need these external methods. Acupuncture is more acute. Something needs to switch right away. Let's turn on that switch and let's make a change. So these are for more acute situations. Medicinal herbs, and this is the mother of prescriptions in here. So you could categorize any kind of interventions in this way, and ultimately I'm encouraging people to learn this. And you can use some of these other tools, any other tools that helps you to activate your intuition. Any last questions? Go ahead, anybody.
So for me, the part that was most full of thought, which is no surprise, and sometimes, I do have a meditation practice, and sometimes it takes me it takes me a long time to switch the line thinking off. And so when when I do gardening, which is kind of a combined exercise
That's
with the meditation.
That's
Or
just
going
activity.
on a block, like I get clarity. It's whatever's.
Right. So you can combine these.
So combining.
Yeah.
I do that too.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah. That's great.
Question. When I was, his was thoughts and
Thoughts and lower physical vitality.
yeah, so that's 1 and
Full.
7 makes 8. Okay, so what he found on me though was the lower and somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so
don't add up
relationship.
to 8. Relationships.
Relationship is empty, so that's 4. Yeah, these don't
I
coincide.
don't have to add up.
No, they don't. No, they don't have to, because that's an imbalance. You see, so they don't add up. Yes, but they might, but they may not. When the two extreme chakras, the full and the empty, lie below the heart center, for example, if the full was physical vitality and the empty was desires, you get second chakra plus third chakra added together is 5. This is less than 8. Another example is when the fourth chakra, the heart center, is full and desires are empty. Desires is the third chakra. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. Again, this is less than 8. These are 2 examples of what might be called a deficiency in the overall feeling of the body. If the fourth chakra, relationships, is full and the throat chakra, fifth chakra, words, is empty, then we have an extreme situation that adds up to 4 plus 5 equals 9. This may lead to what is felt like as more of an excess in the body. A very common example is where the sixth chakra, thoughts, is full, and the relationship chakra, the fourth chakra, is empty. Add these 2 up, and we also get an excess. 6 plus 4 is more than 8, 10. Determining whether a body, mind, and soul has an overall excess or deficiency is somewhat complex. As far as quantitative analysis, one person's body may have an excess in one area and a deficiency in another area, and it becomes almost impossible to state whether a person actually has an overall excess or deficiency. So what I feel is a lot more viable and a lot more important is feeling the quality of people's energy and helping them to make qualitative changes in their organs, chakras, and ultimately way of life. It's interesting to add up the numbers and see whether there's a deficiency or there's an excess. The ultimate answer is the same. The energy needs to be either more grounded, going from the higher chakras to the lower chakras, or the energy needs to go up from the lower chakras to the upper chakras to create more of a harmony. Another measurement is to assess whether the full and empty chakras are going clockwise or counterclockwise. For example, if the thought chakra, sixth chakra, is going clockwise, that means that thoughts are looking to be expressed. If the thought chakra, the sixth chakra, is going counterclockwise, then that means this person is looking to find the best thoughts, clarify or focus, inquire within. And this is the same in all the different keyword chakra zones. Counterclockwise direction means focus or clarify the keyword. Clockwise direction on the chakras means to express the chakra. So let's say the thoughts, the sixth chakra, is going counterclockwise. And the second chakra, physical movement and vitality, is going clockwise. The sixth chakra is full and it's going counterclockwise. The second chakra is empty and it's going clockwise. So we would say, when you focus and clarify the best thoughts, then your physical vitality will be more active and expressed in the world more actively. So this person, by meditating or quieting the mind, would discover the most important thoughts, and that now focused energy from being clear would go to the second chakra and allow this person to be more physically active. Let's say the throat chakra, the fifth chakra, is rotating counterclockwise and it's full. By inquiring within and discovering the best words, focusing on the clearest words, instead of just saying whatever comes to their throat chakra, they are better off focusing and discovering the best words, the most concise words. In relationship, if the relationship chakra, the fourth chakra, is going counterclockwise, then this person's changes with their physical, emotional, and spiritual life will help them to sense what they really want and what they're really choosing. What are the best qualities they're looking for in their personal relationships? Desires going counterclockwise would mean that the person would discover, by making great changes, by making physical, emotional, spiritual changes, they would discover their truest desires. And in physical vitality, the second chakra, is going counterclockwise, then this person would discover and prioritize the most important activities and maybe even get more sleep. So that's when the chakras are going counterclockwise. When the chakras are going clockwise, physical vitality means they'll be more active out in the world. Their third chakra, desires, their desires will go more forward out into the world and be expressed into the world. In relationships, the fourth chakra, this person will become more social in their relationships when that chakra is rotating clockwise. The throat chakra this person will be more active in expressing their words to many different, perhaps social situations. And thoughts, going clockwise, would be expressed in creative ways out in the world. So the understanding of counterclockwise rotation of the chakras and clockwise rotation of the chakras tells us whether to be respectively more clear and focused, counterclockwise, or express that particular chakra's key word into the world. Okay, so thank you.
you.